Hey guys, welcome back. It is TechLock here, and tonight we had the trailer released for the new Desert Mercenaries banner. I cannot tell you how freaking excited I am for this banner. And if you've been on this channel, been around this channel for a while, heard me talk about some of my favorite characters, then you will exactly know why I am so pumped for this banner. But we'll get to it when the time comes. But let's take a look at it.
I've been working on a new dance, so let me know if you need a morale boost.
Alright, so first is Tethys. She is a dancer. Um, Second unit to get the cleaner. That's kind of funny that they're now bringing back this dagger for Tethys. Kind of, what is this, like a year and a half after Legault was introduced? So, it'll be interesting. She also has dance. She has speed res bond 3 and dagger experience 3. If I had to take a guess off the top of my head, speed res bond 3 is going to be learnable at 5 stars, and dagger experience 3 will be able to be learned at 4 stars. And yes, that does mean I fully expect Tethys to be demoted, which I'm so happy about. She's probably my second favorite unit on this banner. So if she gets demoted, it will make this banner's pulls so easy for me. I don't have to worry about it. But I mean, a dancer's a dancer. Dancers are really good in this game, and I'm very excited. Obviously, I'll go on a little bit of a tangent here because my first game I ever played in Fire Emblem series was Fire Emblem 8. I've played it so many times. I've randomized it. I've done hard modes. You name it, I've done it. Ironmans, LTCs, and I know the game through and through. It's my favorite game. I have the strongest attachments to the characters in these games. And I was waiting for Tethys to come around as a dancer, and I guarantee if I get Tethys, I will 5-star her. I will use her as a dancer. Um, so yeah, very cool. I mean, guys, take a look at the side of the screens. I mean, you got Lyon and Noel on one side, and you got Erica and Ephraim on the other side. It should tell you who my favorite characters are in the entire Fire Emblem franchise. So again, the fact that we have another FE8 banner coming here, I really did not expect an FE8 banner. I really thought it was going to be more Three Houses heroes. So this took me by surprise, completely by surprise. But I can't say that I'm upset about it. I am so stoked for this banner to come out, and I'm loving these units. And Tethys seriously is a great first unit to introduce on this banner. Another 4-star dancer with the cleaner, a ranged dancer, kind of to give you a little bit of. We do have a lot of 4-star. I believe all the 4-star dancers are sword units. We have Sylvia, we have Olivia. Um, gosh, are those the only 2 4-star dancers? I don't know. It's late here, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not thinking straight right now. But yeah, it would be cool to have a 4-star dancer that's ranged and not a sword unit. Looks like she'll be speedy and can hold her own. I mean, that would be kind of, if we're going along the lines of how she was and how her stats resembled in the original FE8, she was pretty fast, but again, terrible bulk, so I imagine she'll have a decent attack stat, high speed, and maybe a decent res, pretty piss poor defense if I would have had to guess, but my guesses don't turn out too well, so who knows? Next up is Garrick.
I was young and stupid once. The scar is my punishment.
So, I don't entirely agree with Garrick's iteration in this game. When you get him in Sacred Stones, he's a mercenary, and he comes with a steel blade. He's primarily a sword user, so having him here with an axe is certainly interesting. I think it's the same thing that happened with Raven. Raven is introduced in FE7 as a mercenary wielding a sword, and is primarily a sword user. So IS definitely took some liberties with how they wanted to create him in the game, which is fine. And they brought in Fire Sweep Axe, which, again, people were waiting for this. It's been a long time coming, and I think there's a lot of people who have been eagerly awaiting the skill to come in the game. So that's good. Moonbow, pretty standard skill. Darting Blow 4, it's not my favorite skill, and I think, unfortunately, on a unit like Garrett, this really indicates that he will have middling speed. So I'm just kind of looking at it with Darting Blow 4 in addition to Fire Sweep Axe. So I think he's going to have probably very average speed. So when initiating, he'll get +9, and he'll be able to double most units. But when he is being attacked, he will receive a lot of doubles. So I think it's going to go both ways. Good enough speed stat to double on initiation, but not good enough to prevent the double in retaliation. And then again, it just really amplifies the effect of Fire Sweep Axe. It really amplifies the pros, because if you're doubling without any retaliation, that's great, but it really also amplifies the negative impact of Fire Sweep Axe, which means if someone is attacking you without you retaliating, and they're doubling, it's certainly going to put quite a hurt on Garrick here. Sudden Panic 3, not a new skill, was introduced with Fallen Corn. It's good, and we'll see his HP here in a second, but I believe he has pretty substantial HP to make this work. And then Infantry Pulse, I mean, it makes sense. He's an infantry unit, and I could see him being used with some powerful infantry units. So, yeah, it's kind of a mishmash of skills. I don't see like any of these skills insanely synergizing with each other. Apart from the Darting Blow and Fire Sweep Axe kind of thing that I mentioned earlier, I don't see how those are really going to impact, unless, of course, Garrett has really bad speed, and then Sudden Panic is to help him double, but I highly doubt that. I doubt they would give him Darting Blow 4 with less than 30 speed. So this is definitely an interesting kit, but again, Garrick was never my favorite unit in FE8. He joined too late for me to ever want to really use him or make good use out of him, or truly, in fact, develop a connection to the character. So he's probably going to be the third unit on the spanner for me.
This is my job.
I'm Ewan. I've been training hard. Let me demonstrate.
Actually, I do want to go back. I completely forgot about one thing. Hold on. We got to go back to our boy Garrick here. So now that we have Garrick in the game, a lot of people are waiting for him, so they can now pair him up with Marissa. And I'm going to learn you some knowledge here on some lore that goes in the FE8. You can actually pair up Garrick with a number of female counterparts. S-rank it, quote unquote, but we all really knows what S-rank means for male and female allies. So I guess the two most popular allies to pair him with are Marissa and Tethys. So I always personally loved pairing Garrick with Tethys because, I don't know, Marissa was such a tomboy. She didn't really seem like she really wanted to be with Garrick. It seemed like a little bit forced, awkward. But Tethys, now that was a love story. I mean, I believe in their S support, it is implied that Tethys literally jumps on him in the middle of combat and just is trying to get it on with Garrick during the middle of combat. So if I get Garrick, definitely to be paired with Tethys. I know people love Marissa, and she has a couple iterations of the game already. She has her GHB unit, and then she also has Spring Marissa, which I know people, again, Spring Marissa was just on Leaf's Legendary Banner, which actually kind of makes sense now. Maybe it was hinting at that Garrick was coming, but I know a lot of people love Marissa, but I stand Garrick and Tethys.
The scar is my punishment.
Alright, so let's get back to Ewan here.
I'm Ewan. I've been training hard. Let me demonstrate.
Ewan, he reminds me so much of Lou. In their kit, I imagine their stats are going to be very similar. Even Lou and Ewan as units in FE6 and FE8 respectively are very similar. They're both pupils. The only difference is that Ewan is the pupil class that can go either into gosh, the names of the classes are escaping me right now, but either the mage or the dark magic wielder, gosh, whatever Nola is. Um, so it's kind of like those pre-promote units that were introduced in FE8, like Ross, Amelia, and Ewan. And Lou was just your bog standard mage that would evolve into a sage. But when it comes down to it, very interesting kit. Really is based around Ewan having a ton of bulk here, and as you can see when we go to the animation in a few seconds here, he doesn't double this blue mage, so we can only imagine that he has low speed but very, very, very high bulk. So, I mean, the fact that he has Roar Serpent, which is defense res +6 when basically distant defense built into the weapon. And then also Glacies here, and then Swift Stance too. I mean, he's going to be a massive res tank, and I'm sure his defense won't be too shabby either. And Sabotage Speed. If any foes res is less than or equal to res -3, and that foe's used to another ally, inflicts speed -7 on the foe the next action. I think in contrast to Garrick's, Ewan's kit synergizes really, really well. He's going to have high res as kind of given off by the Roar Serpent, the Glacies, and the Swift Stance. And once he because of that, he's going to be able to activate Sabotages really well. He's going to be able to activate Poise really well. So he's going to bring down their speed by 7. Hopefully get them on the same level as his speed, which I do assume will be pretty poor. So yeah, hopefully that's kind of a way to utilize his high res and also mitigate his low speed. So, but again, Ewan being a pupil that comes in chapter, I think it's chapter 13 of FE8, and there's only 22 chapters in the whole game. Sans some guidance chapters, but yeah, he's way too late to join as a pupil. I mean, you really gotta love this character, put a lot of effort into training him. So, I know I'm talking way too much about the game and not about FEH, but you guys, you gotta understand, I love that game, and I could talk for hours about it. So the fact that this video isn't gonna go an hour is a miracle in and of itself. So, yeah, now we move on. As you can mention earlier, he doesn't double. But I mean, it's also, he's going up against a Blue Mage Flyer, and typically Blue Mage Flyers have a lot, or Mage Flyers in general just have a lot of speed, so it really is hard to tell. I'm no Phoenix Master 1 over here, I can't predict these things with accuracy. But guys, this is what we've been waiting for. I always talk about when you find that one unit that you just have to have. I mean, look at the left side of the screen. Look at the right. My two favorite characters in the entire series, in the entire franchise, are these two boys right here. Ephraim and Lyon. Hold on, let's get a better view of it.
No matter the foe.
I mean, come on. I have every single iteration of Ephraim. I have Brave Ephraim, Normal Ephraim, Winter Ephraim, and then also Legendary Ephraim. And I also have Lyon. Obviously, he's a JHB unit, so everyone gets him. But mine is currently at +8 with some premium skills. So, and my other Ephraims are merged variously, except for my Brave Ephraim's merged, and so is my Legendary. The other two, I only have one copy of, unfortunately, but I'm sure I'll probably be summoning for more copies of Winter Ephraim come winter time. But I mean, I always say it's we're almost what 2.5 years into this game. You have units built up. No new unit is going to completely break the game. There's no must-have units. And I always advocate pull for what you love, characters you develop attachment to, games that you've played, um, and this really is the true embodiment of that whole mantra that I kind of preach. I mean, these are my two favorite characters paired up together in the same units. It's just, I mean, I'm very upset that I spent as many orbs as I did on the Splendid Soiree. If I knew this was coming, I would, and despite my love for Reinhardt and Ishtar, I would have never spent a single orb and saved it all for this unit. Um, so, yeah, I'm going definitely making something video, and literally just gonna be pulling blues. Literally just going for Ephraim and Lyon here. This is a unit that I just need to have. It's my two favorite units in the game, and I can't say anything else other than I need to have this unit, and I need to plus 10 them.
We'll win.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
It's all going to plan.
Ah, come on. Okay, I can't talk about this enough. Hey, I'm very happy they didn't pair Erica and Ephraim together, because that's a topic that we don't want to get into. They sometimes are paired together a little too closely. But I mean, the lore about how Ephraim and Lyon used to spar together, how they used to train together, how they were the best of friends. But you don't see any of that in the actual FEH game. You get flashbacks throughout the game to kind of look back on their relationship, but it really just takes off after the whole, after Lyon kind of engaged in the dark magic and went down his dark path and got taken over by the Demon King. So I think this is really cool that they're kind of embracing the lore of them being best friends and training together. And Ludid's his duo, his skill is units fighting together, and that's what they did. They fought together. So it does, in a way, it makes a lot of sense. I think it's really cool. I love the artwork. I mean, I love the way they put together the GHB unit and the original Ephraim unit. Gosh, like I can't get enough of this unit. But in addition to this unit, it also has fantastic skills. Regan Leaf, very similar to Ephraim's weapon in FE8, the one he comes with, effect against armored and cavalry foes. That's a good representation. Grants attack +3. If unit's attack is greater than foe's attack, and or extra movement is granted by another skill, or an extra movement is granted by another skill is active on the unit, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. So there are 2 conditions to trigger this attack. And because of who Ephraim is and his previous iteration, I do expect this Ephraim to have substantially high attack. So I don't think it's going to be incredibly hard to get this condition to trigger, but there's also going to be another way to trigger that guaranteed follow-up, which is having the extra movement. And obviously, we initially think about units like Brave Azura with Grey Waves granting additional movement. However, there's another way to trigger this, and we'll look at that later on. Draconic Aura, it's a decent skill, and it makes sense. Obviously, you would imagine this unit to have high attack, so boost damage by 30% of unit's attack makes a lot of sense. Heavy Blade, very synergetic, very synergetic, which is what I love about the skill. I mean, he basically comes ready to go right out of the box. Like, you really don't need to make any adjustments to this kit. So Heavy Blade 4, which is a new skill, very much like Flashing Blade 4 that we saw in Thrasir and Burita. If unit's attacks is greater than the foe's attack, grants special cooldown, charge +1, and deals 5 points of true damage to the foe per unit's attack. So that means with the high attack, we're going to be dealing an extra 5 true damage, which is going to make him even more threatening. And we're going to be proccing, I mean, think about it. If Draconic Aura is a 3 cooldown, you hit 1 time, that's going to be your normal cooldown plus the Heavy Blade triggers. You get retaliated upon, and then Draconic Aura triggers on the follow-up, which is if the attack is greater than the foe's attack, you're getting that guaranteed follow-up, and you're getting the Heavy Blade cooldown. So, again, this all works really well. Then you have a lull attack defense 3. Lull skills are fantastic. Inflicts attack defense -3 on foe and neutralizes foe's bonuses to attack defense from skills like Fortify, Rally, etc. during combat. I mean, this is just an insane amount of buffs and protection that Ephraim and Lyon get during combat. And I imagine this is only going to boost their defense and attack. And then finally we have Odd Attack Wave, which, come on, his whole kit is built around insanely high attack, so it really only makes sense to put Odd Attack Wave there. So let's continue. Wow, this animation gets me every time, and the artwork is truly incredible.
It's up to you. I'm ready, Ephraim. We will triumph, Leo.
Yeah, so now his duo skill, unlike Hector's dealt true damage, which is a good skill, don't get me wrong, but I mean, this synergizes so well with Ephraim and Lyon's kits. I mean, granting increased movement, if I'm assuming it's to armored adjacent allies, not sans cavaliers, which is why you see Erica not getting the movement upgrade, but you do see Innes and you do see Amelia. So, and now that he has the extra movement, he can move 3, and he guarantees that follow-up. So if he is lacking in attack, if he is ever lacking attack, which I don't think he should be, granted that 58 attack is insane. I mean, a plus attack will grant him 61. You can give him an attack +1 here. I mean, this attack is going to be absolutely ludicrous. But in the off chance, on the very off chance you can't trigger that guaranteed follow-up, just use a duo skill, helps him move around, and I mean, you're gonna get the guaranteed follow-up. So his kit is just so mind-boggling good. I'm excited, and I'm really knocking on wood here. I really want to pull at least one copy, but I really want to plus merge him up as much as I can. I'm not going to fodder off Ephraim and Lyon. Are you kidding me? No way I'm foddering them off, even with these skills. No. So I would like to pull as many as I can when we do a summoning session when this banner comes out.
Tread carefully. This is our chance!
Oh, I cannot explain how my heart feels watching them fight together. Like, guys, I need this unit. And I know I've said that too long, and I know I've been rambling so long about these units. So, I apologize about that. We'll talk about one more little thing. We'll finish out the end of this banner. You can see a little bit about the upcoming chapter, and then we'll talk a little bit further. Okay, so I mean, as you would expect, the banner's around for a little bit under. No, it's around for exactly 3 weeks. And I'm going to pour every single orb I possibly can into this banner, solely on blue orbs, just to get Lyon in. Ephraim, right now I have probably about 170 orbs built up. Probably have like 175 by the time this banner drops on the 7th. So I'll do this. I don't want to wait. I do want to do a summoning session there. But then I'm also feel like I'm going to go back in because I'm going to build up more orbs over that 3-week period. So I don't know. I don't know how I should handle a summoning session. Do you guys think I should just do one huge summoning session at the beginning, or just wait and do one huge summoning session at the end? Or should I do a part 1 at the very beginning and then build up orbs and do a part 2 at the end? Like, I don't know, guys. How would you guys like to see it? Let me know down in the comments, and then I'll try to base how I do my summoning sessions around what you guys say. But like right now, I told you I really don't want to wait, so I'm thinking about doing a part 1, getting all the orbs from the maps and doing a part 1 right when the banner drops, and then I'll probably circle around and do a part 2 like I did with the Splendid Soiree. On the last of the banner, I'll come back and do a part 2. But yeah, guys, I'm so freaking excited. Yeah, this is the unit that you hope to get in this game, like the perfect combination of units that are good, that you have a connection to, that you want to use. And I'll seriously be using this unit in forever and ever and ever. I mean, I have no problem not summoning any new units the rest of the year if I can get this guy to +10. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are excited for this unit to come around. And that being said, have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are, and take care.